storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.
We have a health segment from one of our sponsors, My Colon Cleaner, the company that is responsible for, well, getting your poo where it needs to be, outside of your body, all right? And so I would welcome creator and founder of the company to the show. Welcome, Ms. Marsha.
Thank you for having me, Storm. It's always a pleasure. We're always happy to be here with you all. Hello, all storm chasers. How are you guys doing? I hope that you are all well and feeling great. We have some tips on making sure that that happens for you, and I'm excited to share them with you all. I'm going to turn this off here to be very sure we have no interruptions.
Okay, totally. So tell us, what are we learning today about our health?
Okay, now Storm, you might have to cover your ears because you might not want to hear about all the things that go on, you know, downstairs for us. But as women that are melanated, we have special needs. And I have a ton of products, of course, you guys are already aware of. If you're not, we have organic supplements. We've added tea, and we've also added sage, which I am burning today. There's a very good reason. This is helping to purify the energy in my home, and any bad spirits that may be trying to come in, they're gonna get out. So that's one thing. In reference to Black women's needs, polycystic ovary syndrome is our biggest topic on today. This also encompasses menstruation. Our menstruation is something that totally blows us away every 30 days. And then after the fact, when we get beyond our childbearing years, there's this thing called menopause. And anyone that is dealing with that knows that it's a little part of hell that no one warns you about. Once you get there, you know, because there's lots of hot flashes and irritability. Also, difficulty sleeping. A lot of insomnia comes with having our menopause time. And also what all the girls are talking about, WAP, that shuts right down. So we've actually come up with some things to help in reference to dealing and soothing our bodies during our either post-menopausal time, or we're premenopausal, or exactly at the time of our menses when we're having those cramps from hell, basically. It makes us very miserable, so we have to turn that around. I'm very much into reversing conditions, and for myself, I have used black cohosh. You guys might have not heard about it, but it's an organic root and a plant that God made, and we have a new blend that is offered in a form of a tea. And this tea is to be taken in morning and evening, 2 times a day for 14 days. It's a wonderful tea, and one of the biggest ingredients is the black cohosh, but it also has other raw and great ingredients. Overall, you guys probably noticed I look a little different. Going to the facts of getting back to nature is where I'm at. So of course, having the lush look is great, but I had to honor myself, and I'm encouraging all the women that are watching this to do the same. In honoring yourself, you're going to also administer what's known as self-love. This is so very important, and not just for women, for men too. I know Storm's got it right because he looks amazing. You are so healthy. You look amazing.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you. We try. We try over here.
Yes, it looks so effortless, you know, and I'm so thankful to be a part of the healing or reversing any conditions that people are facing these days. Far as the tea is concerned, you do have the black cohosh. And also there'll be the organic red clover that is in there. And it's a supplement called Vitex. And this one is also organic, and it is to provide relief from breast tenderness and headaches. These are major issues that pop up during our menstrual times, and especially during menopause.
So I do have to ask you, because a lot of people are going to say, well, why can't I just take my Tylenol when I have symptoms, or my Advil? Why can't I just take that?
Yes, wonderful. Now, don't get me wrong. Those particular brands that you've named, they've been here for a long, long time. But the ones I've mentioned have been here longer. And the problem with the ibuprofen, even Vicodin, Tylenol, 650, 500, is that they all leave what's known as a pharmaceutical residue behind. And that's something that our body has to take care of. And also with the detoxification of the colon, that's part of the culprit that impacts our colons. So yes, a lot of people don't know, when you go to the hospital, let's say you're having severe diarrhea, they will quickly give you 2 ibuprofen 800s because that is going to block and clog you up, in hopes that you won't keep going on because you'll be severely dehydrated if you do continue having diarrhea. Well, the thing is, if you're taking it regularly, you're going to face constipation. I'm talking eye to eye every day. And we're talking the pebble level, which is part of the other tapes that we've done. We talked about the way our bowels should look. And with medications that are considered pharmaceutical, they make you linger in the lower zone, which is severe constipation and dehydration of the colon completely. So I do advocate the use of all natural compounds. This is something that has worked tremendously for me in my life, and I've seen it do miracles for others.
Hey, okay, because see, for us, well, I don't take aspirin for that reason, of course, but for people that do, we really don't think about that it leaves a residue behind it, and it just kind of puts a band-aid on the issue. It doesn't fix it. So
exactly, and that's part of how big pharma works. And even speaking out about it realistically and being honest with you, a lot of people get in trouble talking about big pharma. I am not clueless. I'm fully aware of big pharma, but I am practicing nutraceuticals, all natural things that God left here for you and me. So that's the biggest thing about my colon cleaner. All of the detoxification products that you see are from nature. We do have a stool softener that is for extreme cases, and that's part of the SOS colon kit. And basically, sometimes you have to soften that waste before you can remove it. And some people are in a big hurry, so they want something fast. But the other 5 components, all organic, all natural, and very gentle on the system.
nice. Yeah. Well, like I've heard them here, like I've told them here on the show, I use it every day, and I put it right in my smoothies, and it works. It works. You can't deny it. It works.
Oh, yes, sir, it does. I'm so thankful to have a product that has offered so many breakthroughs for so many people. And I feel proud to be a part of the healing that's taken place across this nation. It's only been since February that Storm and I were able to get together on this project, but it has been phenomenal to hear the people on the reviews on the website. Yes. You guys can check those out at mycoloncleaner.com. And these people are relieved because they took a chance and they decided to try us out. And thank God that they did, because lots of pounds and inches have been lost and lots of conditions have been reversed. And I have to say allegedly, because we don't want big pharma coming through or big brother.
Well, yeah, I can say for myself, I can definitely vouch for that.
I appreciate that. Yes. So I've added some new information for you guys. When you order, you're going to receive the Dr. Sebi's food list. Super important that you guys know exactly what you should and should not eat, because as soon as you go into that store, they start playing games as soon as you arrive. So this is the actual Dr. Sebi's food list. And this will be included in every order so that you all will understand what we're supposed to eat and what we're not supposed to eat.
And Dr. Sebi, of course, was a natural healer. He was based out of South America, right?
Yes, unfortunately, that's exactly where he expired. And for reasons that are beyond us, allegedly, he was placed in custody for having more money than they thought he should have. And they wanted him to claim the origins of said money. And they put him in jail until that was defined. And unfortunately, he expired while in custody. So take that very seriously, and rest in peace. That has been a tragic loss for the whole universe, actually.
Yeah, because he was one of the very few that preached natural health. Everything you need is right here on the earth. Like, it just, he went against
Yeah.
everything that the big corporations are for, and so I don't. That goes down the rabbit hole, so I won't go there. But
Yeah. Well, these are the things they don't want you to know. One of the reasons that I'm here with my natural hair, with natural wooden beads and shells, is because this is what I have been able to grow this year. It has been a year as of last month. And very thankful because I took the chance, and also because my vitamins and supplements and minerals were working in my favor. And that's a big part of how we end up getting sick, because we don't take what we need inside of our bodies to help fortify our actions. And we talked about it before. It's asimilar to thinking that you're going to go far in an empty car. Okay. You
Yep.
have to put in that good gas. You know, people can slide by with the 87, but if you're going for that 92 or 93, which is a full range of all your vitamins and nutrients every single day, why miss out on that when exactly when you're having a medical emergency, it counts and it matters the most?
yes, it does. It's kind of like, well, I guess you can say it is whatever you put into your body is what you will get out of it.
Definitely. So it's what we used to call it back in the 80s, is garbage in, garbage out. My plan was to help people get all that garbage out so they can replace it with healthier meals and the nutrients and the vitamins to help fortify their greater health. So that's what I've been doing. I had my own breakthrough. The 67 pounds I lost in 6 months, that blew me away. I had to tell everyone, I had to share this with the world. It started very small, word of mouth. You can also tell a friend to tell a friend, because these products work. We were supposed to use the trees and plants for medicine. And unfortunately, it got mixed around where the animals were once our friends, but now they're on our plates every single day. And as we get closer to my birthday gift to myself is to go back to being a vegetarian / pescatarian, because honestly, it's very hard and texture is a big issue. So as you're going into changing your diet, eating less animal products, you'll be saving days. You'll be able to gain days of longevity because you're doing the best thing for your body. Because we cannot forget, everything that that animal is ingesting is going directly into our bodies.
Yes.
So you want to think about that.
And that's important for people to keep in mind, because they don't understand the antibiotics that these animals are given, the horrible conditions that they're in. The fact that in the US, especially with the pigs, when they have cancer, they just grind them up and they move it along. So now you're eating an animal with cancer. And so
exactly. Yes.
They'll
cut it out. They'll cut it out if it's a let's say it's a nice chicken breast. You might see one with an exact hole in it because they've actually taken the tumor out. So imagine we're eating chicken breasts that have cancer, and we're getting breast cancer in alarming rates. And other than that, our bodies are taking this beating for nothing. All it takes is a different mindset to think outside of the box and not to pigeonhole yourself into what everybody else does. If I did what everybody else does, I would be over 300 pounds. And we've already went over it, but I have family members that are over 300 pounds, and it's not an easy life. It's not an easy life. And people will sit there in silence and they'll just say, oh, well, you know, she's always been big, or that's how she is. But honestly, her heart, if her heart could speak, she would say, help me. If you know a way out of this body, I can get into a better body, I can transform this into a better body, please tell me. But
this
people
is the psychology of it. I notice with people that, you know, in my family, so this is the psychology of it. If you're skinny, naturally, that's the issue, and you need to fatten up. Then the people that are fat or thick until they're obese and too fat to do anything, and then they try to lose weight to be like the skinny one in the first place. It's a weird dynamic.
Yeah. See, the problem is because as African alleged Americans, we have taken on what we saw offered to us. We have taken on what we saw the Joneses eating. Had we stayed in our own tribes and ate what our tribes ate, then we would have most longevity as we did before. People were living for thousands of years in the Bible. Now we're expecting, okay, 60, 70, and that's actually very young. It's very young. And we have to take value in getting older. Some people look at it as it's a bad thing, but if you're treating your body, the machine that God gave you, well, then you will reach old age and you will be awesome, even in old age. So never discount someone that is older. I look at it as a badge, a wonderful thing that this person has been a warrior and made it through all of these years. Yes. So in part of doing that, you have to eat well. In reference to the criticism of those that are overweight or underweight, or, you know, the skinny bitch tactics that people throw down on people once they start losing their weight, you have to remember, where is that coming from? Because hurt people will hurt people. They're coming from a hurt place for them to even think about you when they should be focusing on themselves.
Amen. That's going to hit a lot of people where they need it.
Yes, yes. So I had to live my truth. I had to regrow my edges. I had to consider that I also faced a hysterectomy, which is insane. Like it threw my whole body out of sequence. And I had one at an earlier age than most. Oh. Yes, definitely. But I was forewarned. So I knew as a young girl that in our family, we have female trouble, allegedly. And come to find out, a lot of our female trouble is man-made. It is brought into our lives through PIMPLES. PIMPLES can cause cancers in our bodies. Think about, you're putting it on your temples. It's going directly into your brain. Yes, okay, these are real chemicals. And people don't consider that. They just want to look beautiful. And it's that opinion of beauty that's causing us the most problems. I stopped thinking about having the silky straight or the bundles and bundles going to my butt. Like, I know all the trends. I see this stuff on YouTube. And I mean, it looks gorgeous, you know, but what price will I pay? At the end of the day, one time my daughter mentioned to me, she said, what are your grandchildren going to play with? And I had never thought about it. And I recalled my mother having all these wigs that my children would don and walk around and make her laugh. And to be honest with you, I hadn't been taught how to care and manage my own hair. Had I been taught that, I wouldn't have started putting on wigs when I was 14 and 15. I was very young in California wearing wigs. And yeah, it was hot, but I was cute.
My neck was sweating, but it was cute.
Yeah, but I was cute, honey. You couldn't tell me nothing. So the thing is, we have to think forward. We have to be forward-thinking individuals. And when it comes to our pelvic region having problems, we need to speak out. If your primary care physician, let's say you don't have one, find one. If you have to lean on the government to get coverage, do that. Never let any pelvic issues, and that's male or female, go unnoticed. Always say something, because our organs they're just priceless. We are able to regenerate and make babies, and it's a wonderful thing to do. I knew that I would not be able to do it long term, so I was able to go ahead and get mine knocked out. I have 4 grown children and 5 grandchildren, and most people were like, "Oh, she having kids so young," and I was on purpose. And that's just how my book was written, okay? A lot of people don't know. It was how my book was written. So now I watch my daughters, all 3 of them, having the problems every month, and we're utilizing these herbs to make our lives easier. And to see my children gravitating to the organic lifestyle, it took me years to understand how vital it is.
It is. It's important. It's really the difference in having an old age that's golden or having one where you're at Walgreens every week because you have 20 prescriptions that you have to take.
Exactly. Yes, someone was talking about a man who said that he was not willing to offer a wedding ring to a woman because she had amassed over 50 pounds during our quarantine. Now, the thing is, everyone was like, well, I will leave him, honey. He ain't the one for you, honey. And all I could say is, I'm sorry, ladies, excuse me. If this man wants a partner forever. Figuratively, we want our loves to last forever. If this man wants a forever love, then she has to get healthy. And he's already doing it, but he's not following the lead. So that's where the problem started with their relationship. And I will tell anyone that if you've amassed a bunch of weight during this pandemic, lose it now, because once it's over, you're going to be like, oh man, I could have did something about this. So I encourage everyone to do something about it. It's simple as just drinking more water, taking this fiber product that has been around for 5,000 years. This detoxification is absolutely necessary because this is a very nasty world. They're putting stuff in our foods, our water, and the air. There's no way to get around it. And then on top of that, we go and purchase our own poisons. So if we're going to live in this world, we have to know we have to detoxify our bodies. Yeah. So anyway,
I'll say this too. I'm concerned for a lot of people because literally, you got the pandemic that's been going on since March or February. So we're already at what, 7 months? Then the holidays where people typically gain between 10 to 15 pounds. By the time next summer comes, people aren't even going to recognize themselves. Like
many people are unrecognizable now. And the sad part is a lot of sodium abuse. The salt is not our friend. White salt will hurt you. I'm sorry. I hope you don't have none. You don't have no one say, don't pull up no white salt, because we don't mess with white salt. I have a wonderful pink Himalayan salt that is a safe salt that we market here. And then also we have a salt-free, which is our soul seasoning. People are really enjoying this. Put it on everything and it's very tasty. Transition yourself out of the Lowry seasoned salt, because that has what's known as monosodium glutamate. You do not want MSG in anything. A lot of Chinese food places, they'll put a sign up this MSG free. Why do you think they need to put that sign up? People were being poisoned. People were gathering cancers from MSG. So avoid it at all costs.
Yeah, it's really important. I mean, I know our people love our seasoning, but but it doesn't have to include salt. People, you can make your food. Hey, most things already got salt injected into it. You don't need that much salt. And you might think I'm crazy when I say this, but I've literally, like, it hit me the other day, a couple months ago. I said, I've literally been swollen from too much salt the majority of my life and didn't realize it.
Wow, that is, oh wow, that's a come to Jesus moment.
I didn't know. Even when I was 112 pounds at the same height, I still was taking in way too much salt. I didn't realize those Lunchables had a lot of salt. The cafeteria food had a lot of salt. I ate ramen noodles, which is horrible for you. I'm trying to think of what else. Just all these things that you love as a kid. It was a lot of freaking salt.
Yes.
And I can look back now and I'm like, wow.
Yes, it is it's like that on purpose, Storm. It's designed to hook you, where salt would be considered a drug, just like sugar was considered a drug. It's derived from nitroglycerin. Put enough of that together and you can blow up a building, okay? So yes, that's why if you'll notice if you have a lot of sugar, it gets a little warm on its own because it's nitro, and they blended it with other things. They put fillers and binders in that. So white sugar, white salt, white flour, avoid them. They are man-made and designed to bait and hook you in so that you're dependent heavily upon it. My big revelation of this year was going to Popeye's drive-through window. My husband's like, I want a chicken sandwich, which I've never had one, but he loves it, right? I said, hey, it's good for you. It's not good for you, but I love him so much. I'll go and do this for him like once a month now. Well, the thing is, I had a gander at the actual menu, and you could actually see they had a sodium warning. Now, what place needs to have a sodium warning? They're saying that in this one meal, you could consume 3,500 milligrams of sodium. This is why our bones break. This is why we have heart attacks. This is why our bodies our blood is filled with toxins from all of the sodium and the sugar and the bad flour We have to think outside of the box.
I just thought about something. That can cause a stroke.
Oh, thank you. Exactly.
That's a
oh,
stroke.
yeah.
That's a stroke you're paying for.
Stroke in a box. It's a stroke in a box is what it is.
Oh, God.
And it's not even funny. It's just that stroke in the box, like Jack in the Box, like, you know, they say Jack in the Crack, all these different names and stuff. But at the end of the day, fast food is supposed to be convenient. And a last moment, you have to do something. There's nothing else you can do. A last ditch effort to be fortified. And it's empty calories. It's full of carbohydrates and the MSG. Grease, salt, everywhere. It's just not good for us. And the more we eat it, the bigger we are. We'll swell and swell. And like, how can this happen so fast? Because it's designed for you to come back for more. When you smell those fries, oh, you're on your way. You could have been going somewhere else, the opposite direction. You will turn around to go get them fries because they smell so good.
I got the smell in my nose as you said. That's how bad.
Yes.
As you said it. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yes, they were in trouble for that actually because they were putting endorphins in there to help people get over there faster. A lot of these large conglomerates have been sanctioned by the government because they are doing unsafe practices to bring more people in. And they knew that they were causing addiction. There have been people that have sued McDonald's. The McDonald's Corporation has been sued thousands of times. They have the best lawyers in the world, so they always win, but they give them a little something, something to shut them down because their foods are causing cancer, obesity, and diabetes. I was a heavy user. They consider you a user of their marketing practice. It's not that you're buying, you're a user when you go to McDonald's. And I was considered a heavy user of McDonald's. And I would take down 2-3 cheeseburgers, no problem. Large fries and a large orange drink with no ice. That was my normal order. And I did that for years. And I ballooned to 238 pounds. And I was unrecognizable. And I don't want that for you all. I don't want that for anyone. Because actually, you become disfigured. Yes. If you're not the same you used to be, you become disfigured. And no one wants that. It's very hard to reverse that.
It is, and you said your order, and I can remember my double quarter pounder, no pickles, no onions, fries, no salt that were high, and apple pie and a Diet Coke. Why I would order all that in a Diet Coke, I don't know. But
wow. Well, at least you were smart enough to tell them not to put salt in your fries so you get a fresh up order, because a lot of people don't know that they have to make it fresh.
It's too much, and then like literally, you can look at the salt and like flick the fry, and it. I'm just like, you bathe this in salt? Like, it's not seasoned. It's like a bathing. So,
well, I always remind people that in the Bible that there was a time that Sodom and Gomorrah was on fire and burning down, and Lot and his wife were told to leave. They had angels that were providing safe passage, and his wife was like, I just want to look back so bad, and she shouldn't have looked back. Everyone knows famously and legendary that she turned back and became a pillar of salt. So salt is actually a curse. There's a wonderful video on YouTube about salt and its origins, and it's actually not for us. Our traditional African tribes did not partake in salt at all.
What?
Yes, and that's why we were the strongest, the fastest, and the best. And that's why the blood, the DNA that they had in their bodies is still in us, and we still outperform everyone in every field possible. Facts.
I just now see you really just taught me something, because I did not know that.
Oh yes, sir. We are warriors. We're born warriors. We just end up changing our own routes because we're partaking in an American diet. We're Africans, and I'm celebrating that. I don't care if anybody talk about my hair. This is my hair God gave me. I only bring it up because it's so new. I literally covered my hair from age 14 all the way to 45. That's a long time. So now I'm keeping it real. I'm so thankful. You know, the pandemic was not the worst thing that can happen to us, guys. You know, a lot of people think that that's the worst of the worst. Honestly, it gives you a wonderful chance to have self-examination, to find out what's really going on inside of yourself, your family, your relationships, your core values. It actually is a learning lesson. You have to look at it as that and not walk away from it bitter or bigger.
Yes, don't leave the pandemic. I think that's a good stopping point for this video. Don't leave the pandemic bitter or bigger.
Exactly. I thank you all for taking the time. God bless you and take care, and great health to you all. God bless.
Thank you. Take care now.
It's Storm Show. Ay, it's Storm Show.